one of the most unforgettable places that you could see manatees is also an area where you could see and experience so many incredible things. We're talking about Crystal River, and I am so excited to have Nick on. Nick, other than the incredible manatees that we talked about in part one of this episode, what else is one of the things that you love about Citrus County and this area?
I feel like there's just endless exploring you can do here. I mean, we started this YouTube channel with Discover Crystal River in a series called Let's Discover, and we've been able to do so much that's even outside of just hanging out with manatees. I mean, we went to this amazing farm out in Floral City, which is our southeastern part of the county, to be able to experience these beautiful like outdoor tents you can stay in and hang out with some cows. I mean, what's better than that? Being able to go biking on the Withlacoochee State Trail. I mean, there's just so many different things you can do that when people hear the manatee capital of the world, they'd be shocked to find out that's one layer of our cake. And then once you dive in a little bit more, there is just a plethora of things you can do out here.
I want to welcome people to Inspired Travels with Patti. If you are new here, I created this podcast and YouTube channel to inspire people to live life more fully. And I believe that's through adventure, unique experiences, and exploring new places. I have the privilege of having Nick Popham on the show. You're originally from Southern California, and you have lived in nearly every region in this country and has fallen in love with Crystal River, Florida, which is where you are now located. You are the marketing and content manager for Discover Crystal River, where Nick loves to share all the amazing things people could do in Crystal River and the rest of Citrus County. And he's going to share it with us today. Nick, welcome to Inspired Travels with Patti.
Thank you so much for having me on, Patti. I'm loving the content that you put together, and I'm just so excited to be able to talk about this place that I've fallen in love with.
Yeah, so the two of us together being so excited about this area, we're gonna try and keep it moving and
Hold it
not
together.
get. No, we're not. We're just going to jump in because it really is that kind of place. So where I stayed in Crystal River at Crystal River Thousand Trails, it's an RV park. Down the road was a beach, and we went out on the beach and watched the sunset. And that particular day, there was a drum circle. There might have been 100 people out there. Just an amazing time. People super friendly, and that's the vibe of this area. So what else do you recommend? What else is going on in Citrus County in these different towns?
First of all, Ford Island Trail Beach, I think is the beach you're talking about.
Okay.
That's our one beach that goes out to the Gulf, and it's absolutely beautiful. So cool to see a sunset out there. Definitely would recommend it. And apparently you see drum circles there every now and again. I have not seen that, but I'm not awesome as Patti. So definitely need to go do that.
I
Uh,
think they're there once a month, actually. I
oh,
think they
okay.
come
Well,
out
I need to
once a
make
month.
my way out there. That would be a
I'll
ton
have
of
to
fun to go
send you,
see.
yeah, I'll have
Yeah.
to send you the information.
Please do. Since some of your audience are RV folks, we know we have an awesome new RV park that's in Crystal River called Sweet Citrus Acres. Pretty cool place to be able to say tons of lots for RVs to make their way to our community, which is pretty cool. Um, Aside from just the outdoor activities, which there are plentiful, as I've mentioned, again, some of our restaurants are absolutely incredible. If you're a foodie and you want to experience some awesome food in a place that you wouldn't expect to see some kind of high level dining, make your way to Citrus County into Crystal River. There are a couple restaurants in Crystal River. Kane's Cattle Company has incredible steak. It's a steakhouse that's really, really tasty. That also is now serving breakfast, which we went to last week. And I was like, wait, breakfast at a steakhouse? Amazing. I would go there every morning if I could. Um, Further inland in a town called Lecanto is a place called Catch 22. And the executive chef there is incredible. I believe he came from Washington, D.C., and now is an executive chef for a few restaurants here in Citrus County. It just brings that level up a notch when you're seeing all these different restaurants that are making some incredible food, whether it be seafood or otherwise. Like, I'm allergic to shellfish. Unfortunately, living in Crystal River is heartbreaking when that happens. But I'm still able to enjoy so many of these restaurants. There's a Cajun seafood place like 2 minutes up the road from our office, and I'm able to go there because they care about people who have those allergies and then also have great food outside of shellfish that you can enjoy. So there's so much to eat, so much to do. We have so many state parks here too. Not only the wildlife state park that I mentioned down in Homosassa, there's a place in Inverness called Fort Cooper State Park. Beautiful walking trails around there, a beautiful lake that's out there as well that has picnic tables where you can just enjoy nature and just be in the thick of it. And then if you want to go to some small town environments, Inverness, an incredible small town. Their slogan is small town done right. They nailed it because it is so neat to be able to enjoy some of the coffee shops or the restaurants, or they have this neat place called the Train Depot where it's an old train station from like the 1850s that they converted into like a pizza restaurant, a bar, and a duck pin bowling alley. Like, it's so cool to be able to kind of do all of that. And it's right on the Withlacoochee State Trail. So say you've done your biking and you're like, okay, I've biked 5 miles. I'm going to go get some pizza. You could stop right there and go enjoy some grub and then get back on the trail and burn all that grub off. So it's the best of all worlds there. So there's so much to do, whether you want to be, as long as you want to be out in the community, be active, and just kind of enjoy the outdoors. I mean, that's why people come to Florida, is to enjoy our natural environment, to enjoy the weather and all that stuff. I mean, Citrus County is your perfect spot for that.
And what I loved when we were out on the boat, the person who took us out said that if you go out on the boat and you go fishing, so I love scallops. So being there in July would be a great time for me. But they
Absolutely.
were saying, whatever you catch, if you bring it in, there are restaurants that'll cook it for you, which I thought was amazing.
Absolutely. That's one of the awesome appeals is some of the restaurants here. You can go, once you go scalloping, you spend the morning scalloping, finding these scallops out in the Gulf. You come back, you can cook them. They'll cook them for you. And then you get to eat what you caught. Like, it's incredible. And we have such a prominent fishing community here as well. Some amazing fishing captains that I've never gone fishing before, Patty. I went fishing maybe like a month ago and I caught 2 fish. I'm like, how does that happen? I have no idea what I'm doing. But it's so plentiful and they're so helpful that even if you're an experienced fisherman or a complete novice, you can have such a time doing it. My colleague Steph got like 4 fillets out of it. So she was set for dinner for the week. So it's pretty incredible.
That sounds amazing to me. I love the idea. So I'm not really a fisherman either, not my thing, but I would go out on a boat and get some scallops. And yes, I don't want to have to cook it. So I'm really happy to have somebody else cook it for me. What else? There are events in this area. Let's talk about some of those. I want to cover it all.
Sure, sure. So in January, we have the Manatee Festival. That's our big festival for the year, put on by the Chamber of Commerce for Citrus County. And that's in downtown Crystal River, where there's discounted pricing to go on boat tours to look at manatees. I believe it's free admittance into Three Sisters Springs, where normally there's a fee. There's tons of vendors out there, food, all the different knickknacks you could buy at like farmers markets and things like that. Excuse me. It's really a cool event out there. There's a lot of and during Christmas time, rather, out the Ellie Schiller Homosassa Springs Wildlife State Park, they decorate it with tons of Christmas lights. So if you love to do a Christmas light stroll, the wildlife park is absolutely spectacular for that, because then during the day you get to see the manatees in the water, and at night you get to see the park light up like you're at the North Pole, but it's warm, so it's nice. So there's lots of that. I'm trying to think what other events. The 4th of July, we have a lot of 4th of July fireworks that take place right on the water, whether it be Crystal River, Homosassa, or further inland in Inverness. Inverness puts on a great 4th of July show. So there's really a ton of things you can do. Or say, like, I know growing up when my family and I would go on vacation, we always like to do the fun family outings that are pretty stereotypical, like mini golf, right? Awesome Crystal River mini golf right in downtown Crystal River. Then down the way from Crystal River and Homosassa is Bowl 360 Homosassa. They just opened up. Really cool tiny bowling alley that was converted just recently and recently opened up. Super fun, a really neat environment there. So you got bowling alleys, mini golf. You can go actually golfing and regular golfing because we have some spectacular golf courses out here. It is Florida after all.
Right.
And then we have some amazing RV parks. The reason why you made your way here, because we have some awesome RV parks. So you could be in an RV, you could be staying at one of our awesome hotels, which we have incredible hotels as well. We have the Plantation, which is making its way back from the damage that it experienced during Hurricane Helene and Milton. Paddletail Lodge is an incredible place to stay. The Kings Bay Lodge, which I think is super cool, not only because their rooms are super nice and it's very affordable, but their pool. So most places have a pool, right? Whatever, no big deal. Their pool is a natural spring pool. So it goes with the tides of Kings Bay. So when there's a high tide, you're in a crystal clear pool of just natural spring water, and there are fish in there and all that stuff. It's one of the only natural spring pools left in Florida. It's really, really neat to see. So there's a lot of interesting little tidbits about this community, whether you're just going to the park or whether you're staying here or just experience some fun mini golf. Like, there's so much to do. We always like to say it's not something you can do in a day. A lot of people that are day trippers from Tampa, they think that they're accomplishing, but really you got to spend a couple days here, at least a weekend, to be able to enjoy everything we got going on.
Absolutely. And I would suggest people stay even longer. Like I said, I was there. I can't even think how many times I was there, because when we'd go back and forth across the country and we'd go in the lower states, that would, Crystal River, we just had a stop. All of these, I just want to let our audience know that all of the places and things that we've mentioned will be listed in the show notes. So nobody has to remember all this. You're giving so much incredible information. And there are a lot of RV parks in the area. You talked about a brand new one. What was that called?
Sweet Citrus Acres.
Sweet Citrus Acres, which we'll put in the show notes. Crystal River, Thousand Trails. Thousand Trails does have a membership program behind it. In the show notes, there's someone, if you're interested in membership, in the show notes, I mentioned Sharon and Warren Lewis. Their phone number is there if you want to ask about that membership. I was able to stay in Crystal River basically for free because of my membership, but there are a lot of cool places. When I get on that plane and I fly down there, I'll be staying in one of these places. That pool with the natural spring sounds absolutely amazing. Like, I have never heard of such a thing. Yes,
I know, neither had I. I was amazed when I got to see. I was like, oh, this is so neat. They have an awesome sign telling you the history behind it, and it's just so cool.
those are the things that I love. They're the hidden gems, the things that you don't necessarily see everywhere. They're the kind of things I love. Okay, so we covered manatees and wildlife. We covered things to do. We covered places to stay and places to eat. What else is there? Are we missing anything? What else?
I think we've covered a lot of it. I think when we're talking about an interesting spot, talk down in Homosassa, there's a place called Monkey Island, which is interesting. What's Monkey Island? There's this little tiny island that's in the middle of this like water channel that just has monkeys on there that are inhabited there. I believe a person back in the 60s or 70s brought them to the island, and we've helped to renovate their environment there, like build a new house with AC and all that stuff. So they have just this little island that you can observe monkeys from the mainland right in the middle of this water channel. So, I mean, whether you're a history buff or someone who just wants to enjoy nature, there's really so much you can do here.
Yes, and I absolutely felt that way being there. There was always something new to see or learn about. And like you said, the history there, every time I talk to a local, because I'd love to just go into places and talk to the locals and ask them, questions or things to go see. It was just always something incredible and amazing. And like we've been saying over and over again, this area is like no other area in Florida that I've been to, and certainly not even like an area across the country that I've been to. There's just something very incredible about this area, and highly recommend people come and visit.
We have lots of visitors who come and it still feels like such a well-kept secret, which is nice too. You don't feel like you're overcrowded or in a place that's just saturated with tourists. You can still enjoy that natural Florida feeling while still being in a place that so many like to visit and not feel like you're just crowded or surrounded by them.
That's exactly what it felt like. It wasn't, I've been in Disney. It's a whole different world being on the east, well, the middle of the state, and going to places like Disney. They have their benefits, but being able to be in Crystal River in that area, just like no other area. Okay, Nick, you have given so much incredible information. As we wrap up, is there anything else we haven't talked about? We are going to lead people to discover Crystal River, um, all of it in the show notes because there's so much information and there is a lot of information on that website.
Yeah, definitely. As you mentioned, our website, discovercrystalriverfl.com, a great resource for you when you're making your way to Citrus County. I would like to plug our socials because I'm our social guy. So Instagram and Facebook, Discover Crystal River. And then please follow our YouTube channel. We're revitalizing that after it's laid dormant for a bit. And if you're looking for some inspo on things that you want to do in Citrus County, my colleague Steph and I are doing this series called Let's Discover, where we go out and do some of the experiences in our backyard. And so whether it's airboats, fishing, manatee swims, going on these walks, enjoying restaurants, we're doing it all. So if you want some inspiration, head to our YouTube channel and subscribe there at Discover Crystal River, and you'll be getting some more info on things that you can do in our area.
And I have been looking at your YouTube channel, stalking it is what I said, but you were also going into a cave. Am I correct on
That's
that?
right.
There
No,
was a
thank you for reminding me. There's so much happening. Yeah, we went. So you can go cave diving, of all things, in here. Not literally diving, but you could go into caves here. They're the Dames Caves in the southern part of Citrus County, Dames Caves. And it has graffiti around it. A lot of people have put graffiti in there, but to me, even though that takes away the naturalness of it, it's still kind of cool, like artistically cool, hipstery cool, for lack of a better term. Seeing just kind of the different designs throughout the area. But say you're going on a hot Florida day, you go down there, it's like a 25-degree difference. It's bananas how nice it is inside those caves. And you could just kind of go around in those different areas. But then if you want to go into a cave underwater, Seven Sister Springs along the Chassahowitzka River in Homosassa, Patti, if you love Three Sisters, and people who go to Three Sister Springs love Three Sisters, if you love there, Seven Sisters down in Homosassa might be my favorite springs. There are caves in there, cave channels that you can swim through. One of our magazines, Discover Magazine, it's our 13th edition that just came out recently. And we have 3 different covers, distinct covers, some hard work that our team put together. And one of the covers was from some influencers who we hosted here. Their names are Bonnie and Gava. And they took this beautiful picture from the Chassahowitzka River in Seven Sisters, where she's in a cave just taking this portrait. And it's absolutely spectacular. And it just gives you just a little inkling of the experience that you can have. So definitely worth making your way over there for sure.
I will have to check that out. I did see, and one of the things that people should be aware of, I don't, just for people to know, don't like to talk about negative, but bugs in Florida in the summer are a thing. You need a bug spray. I know when you and Steph went in the cave, she mentioned having bug spray. Definitely need bug spray. But again, it is totally worth visiting, even in the middle of the summer when it is hot. That is my recommendation.
It's always a good recommendation, especially in the summer, because the bugs can be kind of ferocious. I was out the other day for like 10 minutes and got like 2 bites on my arms. I was like, I forgot the bug spray.
Right. You just deal with it. That is
Yeah,
just
exactly.
part of being in nature. And the more you're in nature, especially near water, the more that's going to happen. So just a little tip there. We have covered, like I said, places to stay, things to do, places to eat. It is just also an incredible area to just drive around and find these little nooks and crannies and areas. And a lot of the restaurants, you could sit outside and just be out in nature while you're eating and be on the water and go out into from Crystal River. You could actually go out into the Gulf. Am I correct? Was that
Absolutely.
boat right?
And you can
Okay.
actually make your way, like there are 2 different distinct driving paths that you can drive your car. It's like a good 15-20 minute drive. It's just winding through, going through all this swampland that takes you right out to the Gulf. That's where Fort Island Beach is. And then there's another trail called the Ozello Trail that you go all the way to the end. You pass by an awesome seafood place called Peck's. You make your way out there, and it's just a boat ramp that goes right into the water. You can make your way out to the Gulf there. It's pretty cool.
Well, I want to thank you, Nick, for being on and sharing not only manatees that we covered in part 1, but the places to stay in Citrus County. other things to do, other amazing things to do in this area, places to stay, places to eat. You covered it all. Thank you so much for being on Inspired Travels with Patti.
Thank you so much, Patti. This has been a blast.